Okay, a quick tutorial on how to turn a flight mode on and use it for tracking a 360 machine. Okay, turn the radio on in the submenu. Select your model. In this instance mine is 944. Scroll to flight mode, and assign a switch. So I've assigned switch F, which is up in the top left hand corner. You can see on the display switch 1 equals switch F. Okay, switch 2 is inhibited because I only want 2 flight modes, 1 and 2. You can see the 2 here, and I've already named it. It's number 1 is digging and number 2 is tracking. So back, flight mode name setup is here. In here you can call it whatever you want to. So my instant, mode 1 is digging, and mode 2, when I flick the switch that I assigned in the previous menu, which is F, it will change to tracking. If you watch the screen at the bottom, when I flick the switch, it will change. So mode 1 is digging, mode 2 is tracking. Simple. Okay, reboot the radio. That was the easy bit. The next bit is assigning that switch to operate certain functions. So at the moment the switch is up, and we call it digging. So in servo monitor, my aileron and elevator this side control the normal channels. Elevator here, here, and aileron here and here. That controls the machine as it normally would, so I could dig. And these two sliders control AX4, AX3, which are my tracking, my tracks to drive the machine backwards and forwards. Okay, so this is the way I would normally dig in digging mode. If I want to drive the machine with any kind of accuracy, then I will flick to tracking mode. So tracking, so that switch F down changes to tracking, and now the elevator, which is this icon here, will not move, you see, and neither does the aileron. What you do see moving is AX3 and AX4, which are my tracks. So this would move my tracks normally, but this gimbal also moves my tracks. So now I can drive the excavator forward like this, stop, reverse, and I can spin on the spot by doing this to the right and to the left. Okay, and then if I want to turn that off, flick switch F, and again, now this now controls the elevator and aileron as it normally would. Okay, so the next bit is how we actually get the radio to do them functions. I think the easiest way, rather than explain, is, the first thing is go to the mixing menu, scroll down, and we're looking for P-Mix 1. Okay, so choose a normal mode, not the curve, and the first thing we need to do is tell the elevator channel not to do anything when we are in flight mode 2. So you can see I've assigned a switch, flight mode, and currently the switch F is up in the air, which is normal digging, and then when I move the switch down, it changes to option 2, which is tracking. Okay, so in this instance all we're doing is telling the elevator not to do anything on the elevator channel. So with the switch up, you'll see this bar moving, like so. With it down, concentrate here, it will not move at all. Okay, that's all this function is doing. Minus 100, minus 100, offset 0, flight mode, etc, etc. So if we come back to PMix 2, exactly the same for aileron. So in the normal mode, watch here, aileron moves left and right. If I flick the switch down, aileron no longer moves. So here, okay. So Mix 1 and Mix 2 are disabling the aileron and elevator functions. So you can then reuse that channel to control the tracks. So P3. So I'm now telling the radio that I want the elevator channel to control AX4. So when this one goes backwards and forwards, it controls the tracks, or the right hand track. Okay, so again, just copy the settings. Elevator is 100% and 100%. So that means when I go forward 100%, the track will go forward 100%, and when I come back, it will also go back 100%. And that is, I have to assign on every one of these mixes flight mode and assign it to flight mode 2. Okay, so on to PMix 4. I'm also now telling the elevator to control the left hand track, AX3. So again, 100% when I go forward, 100%, the track motor will go forward 100%. When I come down, the track motor will come down 100%. And you can see this when I flick the switch, the flight mode switch. At the moment, we're on 1, which is normal digging, so you'll see AX3 and AX4 won't move. Okay, but when I put the switch down, you can see the icon moves over to number 2, and then watch these two bars. So now the machine will go forward on a straight line and backwards on a straight line. Okay, that's good so far, but what we want to do is then turn the machine left and right, and what we're doing, the radio is accelerating, in this instance, the left track and slowing down the right track, and you can see it if I do it slowly. So normally that's flat out forward and flat out backwards, and if I slowly go to the right, you'll see AX3 is increasing and AX4 is decreasing, and vice versa if I want to go left. Okay, so that function is enabled in PMix 5 and 6. So in 5, you're telling the aileron channel to control track 4. Okay, 100%. So when I go left and right, I'm controlling, I have the mixers enabled, so it's a bit confusing, but the aileron is telling AX4 to go plus 100 and minus 100. So if you watch AX4, minus and plus. Okay, again, just make sure you choose flight mode at option 2. You always need to switch down so the radio knows which part of the function you're programming. Okay, and last one is 6. So we're telling, again, the aileron channel to control AX3, and this one is the only different one is minus 100, minus 100. So I want, when I use the aileron in one direction, I want it to go the opposite way. So you can see AX3 is moving left and right when I control the aileron. But because this one is minus compared to the one PX5, which is plus 100, the actual bar is going the opposite way. Does that make sense? Okay. And then when you turn it all off, flick switch up, and that only controls the bucket movement on my machine. Hopefully that makes sense. So just to go over that again, you're going to have 6 mix channels that are going to look like this. Okay. P-mix 1 is here, back, P-mix 2, P-mix 3, P-mix 4, P-mix 5, and P-mix 6. Okay, and to go over them again, P-mix 1 and 2, all they're doing is disabling the standard function. So the bucket on my machine will no longer move. This, just so you know, the aileron controls my bucket and the elevator controls my boom. I need to disable them functions, otherwise they would move when I'm tracking. So that's all P-mix 1 and 2 is doing. Okay. 3 and 4 are using the elevator, which is the up and down movement, to drive the machine backwards and forwards, and the aileron, which is P5 and P6, are driving the left and right track backwards and forwards as I move. So I can do a 360 on the spot. Not a wise idea, but it enables you to turn and minutely adjust the machine when you're loading onto a vehicle. Otherwise, if I was going any long distance, I would just use these tracks, these sliders in the middle to drive to the location. Hope that makes sense. Any questions, just post them. Thank you.